It is so good to see you. How are you doing? Jumping on. Good morning. It's Friday. It's Friday. We should all be so excited, right? Don't we love weekends? I know I love a good weekend. I'm trying to even think, like, as I say that, of course, things come to my head, like, what am I doing this weekend? Oh, I've got lots going on. So anyway, all right. Good to see you guys. Friday. And I do have a couple of housekeeping things. Always let me know if you're on the replay. And tell me where you're coming in from, because I love knowing that. And as a way of, so I don't know if you guys, for those of you that had inquired about the webinar that my husband did on air treatment and air treatment system, the first one didn't go as planned. I mean, it was fine. We did it, but it wasn't like the way that we wanted it to be. And so definitely got information going. That was perfect, right? But we did an encore presentation. And so we have a link that we can get you. Less than 30 minutes, very nice and concise, and really, really very specifically, you know, if you're only looking for help in air treatment, like I've been telling this to people, like, right, if you're only looking for like odor control, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like air treatment, you know, portable air treatment system in your home where like even whoever it was that was on Instagram the other day. Good morning. Oh, Wisconsin. Oh my gosh, you are like my neighbor. Illinois, New York. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning. Oh, it's so fun. We were just in Illinois because we drove through to go to Michigan in June. We were there for like 6 days in Muskegon and Holland, Michigan. And so really love driving around Chicago. We've done it a lot. And I'm like, oh, wow, it's very busy in Chicago. But anyway, so what I was saying was most HEPA filters, this is a side note, and then we're going to talk about cortisol. So just bear with me for 2 seconds because I got to get the information out to the people who were looking for the replay link. Okay, the encore replay link, and I can get that to you. But for those who are like, most HEPA filters don't even filter out viruses. And isn't that the whole conversation that we started having in 2020? Like that was the conversation, and they don't do that. But this does. But talking in somebody who was doing mold remediation, she said, we just tell people to put a portable unit in every single room, like because your health matters, right? And that's what we talk about on this show, on the Kirsten Liebelt show, or whatever you want to call it. This is what we talk about, functioning at a higher level so that you can literally take back your body, so that you can very much function at a higher level, so that you can create more memories. Like this is really important. We don't have to go down, down, down in our health. And so for anybody who is looking for answers for the air that they breathe in their home, I have a less than 30-minute video that's very nice and concise and would help you out very much. On Facebook, you can always just put breathe in the comments on Facebook, and I will get you that link. And the Tickety Talk, good morning, Magda. On TikTok, you need to jump over to my IG because I can't send you anything here. I'm sorry. And IG, you're already there. You've got my inbox right there, just sitting, waiting for you to reach out to me and talk to me about stuff. Okay. Pennsylvania, North Carolina, you guys are amazing. How fun. Oh my gosh, we're like all over the country today. Okay. So who thinks that they have high cortisol? The chances they may or may not be pretty good. It just depends on the person, right? So I talk about insulin resistance all the time. That's literally my conversation. I'm a very narrow conversationalist. But me, says Magda. Yep, I understand. Me, says Jody. So insulin is a hormone, and this is the beginning of the conversation because most people, good morning, Cheryl. You guys are all so fun on Friday morning. We don't know. We're not being taught that. We don't go to the doctor and they say, well, you know, now insulin is a hormone, so we should probably treat your weight gain or your inability to lose weight as a hormonal issue. Nobody's saying that. If you have a doctor that's saying that to you, then you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But most of them are saying, here are the scripts. Just texted with somebody this morning in my IG DM talking about she's on the injection, the O injection. And she said, every time I talk to my doctor about alternative supplements to support the process or whatever, there's just no conversation to be had. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, I'm going to call it, this is just me and my layman conversation. I'm going to talk about the sister hormone to insulin for just a minute because they go hand in hand. And this is why a lot of times people are dealing with both their sugars and their cortisol at the same time to actually get results, because otherwise you might be stuck. Kristen, good evening. Pink hearts. See my pink shirt? I'm all pink today for you. Well, not really, but I mean, I love it. It makes me happy. Hi, Crystal, good morning. Oh my gosh. I think I may have just sent you a card in the mail. Just warning you. So if you see something, it's for me. Yay. Okay. So when it comes to cortisol, it is your stress hormone. And these are some of the warning signs that you have high cortisol. And you know what? They do sound very similar to insulin, having high insulin, right? But that's just because in my opinion, in my visual layman person mind, cortisol and thank you, beautiful color. I know. They are sister hormones. They really aren't, but we're going to talk about them that way. So when it comes to high cortisol, these might be some of connections. Okay. Weight gain, that's to be expected. High blood pressure. Okay. Your mood, totally wonky. And I think we all know what that is. So what if when we were thinking about our mood and trying to get our mood under control, as we're kind of doing this in hormonal insanity land, like when we kind of hit our 40s and we're like, what's wrong with me? I'm a crazy person. If we were to actually think about that is a major, obviously it's a hormonal imbalance, that our mood, but we can actually turn this around. And I feel like I want women to know that I've already gone through it all. So I've gone before you, and maybe you're already where I am, but for those who haven't, you're in perimenopause or whatever, you don't have to be a crazy person. You don't. You actually can do this completely differently. So your mood, fatigue, that's very common, right? Sleep. This is when we start to not sleep. In our 40s, usually in perimenopause, we start to not sleep anymore. Digestion, so our gut gets way off, and skin changes, probably all connected. You guys keep like falling down on TikTok. I don't know why that is. I need my little wrench thing. I don't know if I can fix that or not. Probably not. So those are actually the warning signs. And I feel like, and did I say decreased libido? Decreased libido is another one. And so a lot of these things were like, we just kind of, I don't know, maybe you're not like me, but I know that internally, I just kept blaming myself. I just kept thinking like, I need to fix this. Something's wrong with me. Hold on. I apologize. This is really not okay. What's going on TikTok? Because it's touching my button. Hold on, I'm going to do this. Okay, I think I have an answer for you now. Even if you slide down, it's okay. I think I have an answer. Sorry for the noise. I want to fix you guys though, so that we don't have issues. Okay, so you just think internally, like girls, all the guys, nobody's here, right? It's just you and me. We think to ourselves like, this is my problem. It's my problem. So I have to fix my problem. Maybe I'm not whatever. I don't know. We can go down so many different avenues. Like, I need to fix my own stress. I need to fix my own mindset. I need to fix, I'm just not prioritizing things enough when it comes to libido and stuff like that. I'm just not prioritizing. It's just all these things. And we don't understand that this hormonal conversation is really triggering a lot of issues. And I want you guys to know that you actually can shift the way that your body is functioning from the inside out. That's literally my conversation every single day for different reasons. Good morning. You happened on IG. TikTok was freezing on you. Okay, TikTok people, let me know if it's freezing. Let me know. Thank you for jumping over. You're amazing. Because now you're on IG where the testimonials are for the trio. At the top of my page, the pink highlight bubble has all the testimonies for sugars and weight loss. Let me know, TikTok, if I'm free. And if you don't, then maybe that tells me that you are. Dang it. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. So let's keep on continuing for the, those are kind of the warning signs. And this is what it leads to. So this is where actually, you don't want this to continue on. But this is why. Increased blood sugar levels. And that's what we're talking about every single day, is not having increased blood sugar levels. Like, that's the whole point. Kristen, thank you for all the likes. Weight gain and obesity. Crystal, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Weight gain and obesity. Again, that's pretty much why we get on here and chat every single day. Well, Monday through Friday. This is why we chat, because we're frustrated with our weight. We don't understand the connections. Why are things not working for me? Good morning. You can't watch this right now. We'll be available. Watch later. Deborah, absolutely. The replay will be up on my wall. You go and enjoy your day, and we'll chat later. No problemo. Weight gain and obesity, immune suppression. So if you have high cortisol, it literally can throw off your immune system. And nobody wants that. Especially think about in terms of as we go into winter next year, like what you do now, what you start now, potentially always shows up in about 90 days. 90 days, not 2 days, not 9 days. I mean, sometimes you can get different results, but think about a journey of a good 90 days to kind of turn something back, to kind of maybe right side something, right? Cardiovascular, high cortisol is connected to high cardiovascular concerns. Bone density loss. Girls, this is what we do not want at all. I talk about how I took care of my mom, my sister and I did. She had dementia, passed last year at 94, so she lived a long, beautiful life. But for quite a few of those years then, we had her in our homes. And we couldn't take care of her if she was breaking bones. You understand that at some point they don't fix it anymore. Don't do surgery anymore. They do not replace a joint anymore. There comes a time when that is true. So bone density loss is not okay. That's the other piece that concerns me. I've talked about this before. People who are on the O injection, or any of them, but that's just the most common. If you're losing weight and you're sacrificing lean muscle, it is not worth it. The size is not worth it, because you need your muscle mass for stability. I mean, if we're not in our 20s, and I don't think anybody on my content is in their 20s, if we're not in our 20s, hello, right? We want our muscle mass preserved, and we want to continue to build muscle mass and be more stable, and we want good bone density. Memory issues. Did you ever think that high cortisol had to do with memory issues? I did not know that that was a correlation. I knew that STATINSs are. I knew that insulin resistance is high insulin levels, but I did not know that high cortisol as well could be playing a part. And then hormone imbalance, which is almost kind of a little bit of a well duh, because cortisol is a hormone. But I think that what we don't talk about enough is that, like, for instance, if you have high insulin, which is a hormone, it's upsetting the other hormone cart. Like, everything is having an effect on everything, because we are so wonderfully made, and everything has synchronicity in our body. Like, everything is supposed to work together. It's not supposed to be a silo unto itself. And boy, this is a conversation. You know how we go to one doctor for one system, and then we go to another doctor for another system, and then we go to another doctor for another system. It's probably why people are shifting over to more functional medicine, because it's all integrated. It all connects. And if we can look at something as a whole picture, then we can understand and not feel bad about, like, not being hard on ourselves about shifting something. We can understand that if this, then this, if this, then this, if this, then this. And we can actually start to target an entire system from the inside out. I'm telling you, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm this Italian girl who, like, had to figure things out, because I just grew up in a home that was so filled with the love for food. And then the result of that, if this, then this, right? The result of that was a lot of obesity and type 2 diabetes. And when my dad died, and I was 30, he was only 63, which is incredibly young, because I'm 59. So that's really young. Don't you forget it. I didn't take it seriously even still then. But we have to take these things seriously. I understand the conversation. You guys, I get so fired up. Woo, I get fired up. I was talking to somebody last night, and just the conversation about going to the Matrix and being told that we really, other than adding dosages for type 2, we really just don't have any. No, we don't have anything alternative for. No, there's nothing really. There's nothing there for you. There's nothing. No, you'll just eventually end up on injections of insulin. That's pretty much what we're doing. Yep, nothing to see here. And I just get so fired up. I just described an algorithm. Magda, that's exactly right. You're so smart. That's exactly right. That fires me up, that conversation. I actually think it's criminal. I actually do. So I'm going to be the Italian girl. That's just literally your next door neighbor. I do not have any letters after my name, and I'm just going to tell you what I know because I've done a lot of research, and I've literally taken. I'm the only one in my family, you guys, that avoided type 2. I'm the only one. And it's all because I chose targeted supplementation, and then I eventually changed out my food ingredients. And if I can do this, anybody can. There's nobody on any of my content that should not have your hopes up. If you could see, and I do have my before picture. If you knew my emotional connections to food, if you knew the foods that I, was the sugar addiction that I had, if you knew the me that was a little over 10 years ago, you would have so much hope and you would be so encouraged and you would be like, oh, for sure, if she can do this, I can do this. So I'm going to give you a list of supplements that can help you with high cortisol so that you can actually have answers because you're not going to get them at the Matrix. So that's my before and after. It's on my site, in my first last name.com. And you can just see that. Oh, whoops. Tipped over my purple packets. This is basic information, you guys. This is not rocket science. It's not. And I'm sorry, but who I spoke with last night, her nutritionist, her D nutritionist, told her to focus almost completely on whole grains. And she's wondering why her belly is hard and she's having a hard time keeping her sugars under control. So we're going to give the opposite information. I'm going to give the opposite information. And if it connects with you, that's great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. I mean, I'm not for everybody, right? But I will tell you that what I did was I ended up tweaking my foods until I went completely grain-free and completely sugar-free. And then with the help of using specific supplements for me that were targeting my insulin resistance so that I could go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive and I could finally lose weight. That's the trio, the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. And Facebook, you can always put trio in the comments and I can come back to you. It doesn't stay on TikTok and it doesn't stay on Instagram. You got to get into my inbox. But that's where I started without a lot of knowledge. And then I went from a 2X down to a large in my 50s after my cycle stopped. So that's where I am now. And I'm 59, no meds, no type 2 in sight. So you can do exactly what I did. And no, I can never guarantee results. I can walk journey with you. Okay. So if you're looking to deal with your insulin resistance, it's the trio. If you're looking to deal with some high cortisol, either in connection to it, because you're already my customer, or you just want to deal with your high cortisol, let's talk about these supplements. And it's interesting because, again, I do things without knowing things. Kind of my MO. It's almost like God helps me to understand. God helps me to just go do something. And then I realize, well, why did that work? Like, I have to figure out why that worked. I did that with adaptogenic herbs and my hormones. I didn't know. So that's why I still help women with that. And never ended up having a hot flash, crazy as that sounds. I did the same thing with my sugars and my insulin when it comes to the trio. I didn't understand the pieces of that puzzle. And then now with cortisol, I actually end up taking a lot of these and I paint the moon. I love that you want to know that. So on TikTok, you have to actually go up to my face up here. And then my face will come up again right here. And it will take you out of the live. So you can do it now, or you can just follow me right now and then do it when I get off. But on there, on TikTok, there will be a number that you can message me like this. Okay. So if you do that, then that's how I can get a hold of you. Or you can jump over to IG, because my inbox is always open over there and I can send things on IG. It's just the way that different platforms do things. They make things curious. So anyway, so here you go. High cortisol, here you go. Ashwagandha was number 1 on the list. Who is using ashwagandha or needs to know about a good ashwagandha? Like ashwagandha, you are so welcome. I seriously, like, my main concern on any given day is that the people on TikTok won't take the time to reach out, because I can't help people if they don't reach out, and I have no way of sending things. So it's kind of like, because there are people that really need help. You ordered the ashwagandha. Good job. Yes. So ashwagandha is an excellent adaptogenic herb. And what adaptogenic herbs do, if you don't know, girls, you want to know about these. I started them in my 40s. They help your body adapt to stress. They come in and they support your adrenals, and your adrenals regulate your hormones. And so your hormones are everything from your feel-good hormones, your hormones that keep you from being sad, that D word, your hormones that keep you from being anxious, that A word. Okay. So you want that. Hormones that help you to actually keep your weight managed, like insulin, hormones that help you to like run your stress life, like cortisol. So that's what adaptogenic herbs can do. Kristen, thank you. You're so sweet. So ashwagandha, please make sure that I'm going to give this disclaimer before I move on. Please make sure that your supplements are third-party tested, especially when we're talking about adaptogenic herbs, because think about a leaf and how fragile a leaf is. And then if it's being sprayed with Roundup and then put into a little potent pill, and now you're trying to take that to alter your stress, mood, or sleep, you don't want that to be coming from anywhere other than an organic farm. So everything that I talk about, that I use, that people purchase from me, is coming off of an organic farm. So do that for yourself. And the second thing is, because I always tell you, don't have to buy from me. You don't. But then make sure that they're third-party tested. Because if they're not, then one pill could literally have 1/10 of what it says is in the bottle, and another one could have 4 times. Like, there's no regulation. And I'm sorry that that's true, but that's just the way that it is. So you have to take your own precautions and be your own best advocate so that you do not have things happen to your inner systems. Okay. So you want safety while you're helping your stress, mood, your sleep, etc., and your weight. Okay. So that's ashwagandha number 1. I have an excellent ashwagandha. I started taking it in May because it just launched, and it's USDA certified organic. However, I took it kind of like as a little bit of a test to I already have, where are my supplements? I already have my routine going. I talk about that a lot. My little dollar case, my dollar store case. And so I already have my supplement routine set in place because I'm very targeted, and I just don't want to take things that I don't need. Who wants to take more supplements than you need? Nobody wants to do that. So I'm super streamlined and mindful about what I'm taking. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll try the ashwagandha just to see, because I do love adaptogenic herbs. Well, I'm telling you, it has really made a huge difference in my sleep. I can feel the well-being. I don't know, girls, if you understand what that means. The first time when I started, I'm going to move now into the second one that I also have in my line. It's the only one that I've ever taken. When I first started adaptogenic herbs, the first one that I started taking was rhodiola. And again, I took it for brain fog. I needed some mental clarity. But the truth is that over time, as I learned how to properly dose it, which is another whole question that you can ask me if you've ordered it from me and you need to know, you can actually bring balance to your hormones better. And there was this sense of the edge coming off. Does that resonate with anybody? You've just got this edge of, it's that under the surface anxiousness, that under the surface mood swing, just waiting to kind of like rise up, that hormonal, you kind of feel like there's just nothing you can really quite do about it. Well, when I started adaptogenic herbs, that's when I noticed that edge kind of get a little softer. And I'm like, something's shifting. And of course, I had no idea. I had no, like, what's an adrenal? Like, I didn't know, like I didn't know any of this, but I could feel the well-being. So when I started the ashwagandha in May, I just felt another level again. And I'm like, I'm just so grateful. So, and my sleep has completely shifted again, like for the better. And that's a really good thing. It does not make you tired when you take it. It does something to an inner system that helps you to sleep better because you're bringing down that cortisol. You bring that down and your body functions better. And what's our core value here on this show? Functioning at a higher level so that you can have a higher quality of life, so that you can have better experiences, create more memories. Like, let's get that experience way up there. Let's get that functioning way up there. Okay. So ashwagandha, you can Facebook, you can put any of these in the comments and I can help you with them, or I'll create for you a customized cart. Anybody, that's kind of what I do all day. If you want to know what I do on my inboxes, good morning, Christy. You're late to the party. You're good. We're still partying, Christy. You're good. I get into my messages and I create customized carts for you guys so that you don't have a supplement cupboard that looks like your makeup drawer. And it's super fast and easy. And I'll just, like somebody will say, I want a cart that has the trio and the ashwagandha in there, or I want the trio and the turmeric in there, whatever it is that you're looking for. And I'll get you a cart if you want to know what I do most of my day, which is my pleasure, because then you can actually start seeing results. All right. Ashwagandha, rhodiola. Those two are my favorite. Not going to lie. Those would be the two for me. However, omega-3, you need your fish oils. I'm just going to give you that warning again, though, that I give you on other days. Don't just get your omega-3 at the local drugstore, because do you think that little concentrated pill of omega-3 is wild caught? Like, let's just think a step ahead. Don't spend your money on something that's creating more inflammation or creating more problems. Don't do that. You're better off doing nothing at all, to be really honest. I know, Christy. Rhodiola, I know. Welcome to my party. Seriously. And that one, by the way, I'll say it really fast so that just the people who God needs to hear this will hear this, because it's a whole nother live and a whole nother conversation. But my daughter, who has trichotillomania, I'm not going to say that. She does not. She is overcoming trichotillomania, and she started at 13, and that's where you pull your hair. She uses rhodiola to mitigate that. And I do talk to people about that and help them do that also. Just with the information that I've learned third party. So which omega? So basically I actually have in my line, if you go to my site, kirstenliebelt.com, my first last name.com, I'm going to tell you what button to look up. How does that sound? There's a button that has an advanced omega on there, and it's wild caught. Everything that I'm mentioning right now, I actually have an answer for. And again, most of them I started taking not even knowing. I know that sounds crazy. And then I'm like, oh, good deal. I'm glad I'm taking that. Okay, so go to my first last name.com. You're going to want to go to button number 5. Button number 5 has the dailies, the fish, and the zinc, which I'll talk about next. So the reason for the zinc in my line is because it's mixed with another adaptogenic herb called holy basil. And holy basil is actually not just good for upper respiratory, which it is. They launched the zinc and holy basil blend in September of 2020 for people with upper respiratory needs. And so I just started taking it because zinc really helps your, it's the general contractor of helping your immune system, right? And so the zinc and holy basil that I take, which is on button number 5, holy basil is a huge helper. Okay. Vitamin C. I have an extended released vitamin C. And again, you can get vitamin C that's super cheap and super like it's citric acid. And it may or may not do anything for you. Possibility. The vitamin C that I take is literally from acerola cherries. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's the highest potency of vitamin C that you can get out of a fruit. And and they pick them when they're green because that's when it's the highest. Who knew that? And then the last one is probiotics. That's on my site also. But I want to read to you just a tiny bit of why some of this matters for you. Let me give you a wrap up that makes sense for your brain. Okay. Let's make it make sense. Because if you don't know why something works for you, then a confused mind does nothing. And if you stay in a place of just constantly thinking you're crazy, constantly wondering how you'll ever get through these mood swings, they don't tell you that it's going to possibly last a decade. Nobody tells you this. And you actually can turn your body around. You can turn your insulin resistance around so that you can actually finally lose weight. Because if your insulin or your sugars are high, you're stuck and you can't lose weight and nobody's telling you that. They're giving you all these other answers that aren't the answer of bringing down your insulin or your sugars. Telling you, it's very frustrating for a lot of women. And then we got bellies going on. We're wondering why our bellies can't shift, and it's high insulin, high cortisol. So in talking about cortisol, let's wrap this up. So the ashwagandha that I mentioned, an adaptogen that helps reduce cortisol levels and improve stress resilience. That's what ashwagandha can do for you. So for instance, now somebody that I know that may or may not be on one of my streams, I won't call her out, but she has a stressful job. She's a labor and delivery nurse. And so have high cortisol levels from your job. When you have high cortisol levels from maybe life circumstances, talked to somebody a couple of days ago and she just lost her husband 6 months ago. You think cortisol might be high? There are lots of reasons we have high cortisol, and we're just maybe getting through a season, or maybe it's been sustained over a very long period of time. Okay. And so to bring it down, ashwagandha can help. Rhodiola, rosea, another adaptogen known to reduce stress and fatigue while lowering cortisol levels. Okay. So now those are two things that can be very helpful for you. And again, I can literally customize a cart. You can pick any one of these and say, I need a cart for that. And I'll customize it for you and send it off so that you can look at everything all in one place so that it's streamlined and it's simple. Who wants simple? Everybody wants simple, streamlined. You don't want to have to dig for everything. The next one is your omega-3. And you want to make sure that your fish oil is wild caught. Found in fish oil, omega-3s can help reduce inflammation and cortisol levels. And it's really hard to get enough omega-3. And it's especially really hard to get enough omega-3 to offset the omega-6s in our diet. And the omega-6s are coming all from the seed oils. In every little granola bar that you're eating, in every fried food that you're eating, they're frying it in seed oils, in every like prepackaged food, like it's everywhere. Every condiment. Look at your mayonnaise and your salad dressing and the Chick-fil-A sauce, and seed oils are abundant. So that's the omega-3. And believe it or not, it helps with inflammation and with your cortisol levels. Another one that you might ask me to put into a cart would be the holy basil. So for Tulsi is its code name or its real name, an adaptogenic herb that helps lower cortisol and promote relaxation. I think we all want that. L-theanine, I do not have L-theanine. This is the one that I cannot add to a cart for you, okay? So I take a magnesium blend that is, I don't have it here. I have a magnesium blend that I order off of, I know. Paint the moon, you're reaching out to me today. Way to go. See, now that's like taking care of your own self-sabotage right now. I'm just telling you. That is actually a real thing, because I know I went through a lot of like personal journey to stop my own self-sabotage. That's how I know things. Ask me how I know. Okay. L-theanine is in my magnesium blend. It's an amino acid. It's a beautiful amino acid that brings you calm. Anyway, let's see here. The probiotics, healthy gut bacteria. L-theanine, let me tell you why. L-theanine is an amino acid found in green tea that promotes relaxation and reduces cortisol levels. And actually there's a green tea extract in one of the trio supplements, just to let you know. Vitamin C, an antioxidant that can help lower cortisol levels and support the immune system. And then the last one is probiotics, healthy gut bacteria. This is really important, you guys. If you're not taking a probiotic, make sure you ask me to add that to your cart so you can see the probiotic sticks that I take. It has a prebiotic and a 5-strain probiotic. And then I have a product that's launching on August 7th. I never want the summer to go fast, but for this launch, and boy, I sure hope it doesn't get pushed back, it's a gut primer. I think everybody's going to want to know about that. But anyway, probiotics, healthy gut bacteria can influence cortisol levels and overall stress responses. And that's where that is. Regards from Rhodes. Where's Rhodes, Maria? That's so interesting. Yes, Janice, you can watch later. Absolutely. Andrea, good morning. I know sometimes all of my comments are not coming through on Facebook. And so I apologize. Hold on. So ashwagandha helps with cortisol. So, all right, let's see if I can break this down, because I know some of you that are my customers, you are watching my stories, and I do talk about stuff. So some of this will have context for you and it will help you. Greece. Oh my gosh. Hello from Greece. Oh, I have friends going to Greece and Italy at the end of August. We were going to go with them and we're not, but that's okay. They're going to have such a good time. I can't wait to hear all about it and see their pictures. Okay. The first one that I had started with was the rhodiola. Okay. And rhodiola is one of the 3 adaptogenic herbs that is in the purple packet. So if anybody's taking the purple packet, or if you have heard me talk about the purple packet, it has 3 supplements in one. Okay. 3 supplements in one packet. This is where I started my journey. It wasn't packaged in a purple packet at the time, but this is where I started my journey with adaptogenic herbs. I needed to help my brain fog. I needed to help my inability to multitask, which was horrific, off the charts. I needed to help that sense of well-being that I'm talking about. And so I didn't know that adaptogenic herbs were going to be amazing. Rhodiola is already in your purple packet. I recommend that you take a purple packet in the morning and you take one after lunch. And then if you need extra rhodiola, that's where I come in and I actually help people customize that a tiny bit, because there is a book out there talking about it's the Rhodiola Revolution. It's such a good book. And it talks about how to dose rhodiola for hormone help. So that's the first adaptogenic herb that I talk to people about. Okay. So like I said, this has context for people who are already my customer, or you're in my stories and you understand what I'm saying. And anybody else, you can reach out to me. My contact information is freaking everywhere. There's no way that you can't find contact information for me because it's everywhere. And so you can reach out to me. The second one is then the adaptogenic herb ashwagandha. So that is a very beautiful adaptogenic herb that helps very specifically with, and the rhodiola, by the way, helps with weight loss. It helps with fat burning. It's just, if you read the book, The Rhodiola Revolution, just look it up. You don't even have to buy it. Look it up on Amazon, The Rhodiola Revolution. Read the front cover and see what rhodiola does for you over time. You'll be very excited about that. And again, I have an inventory of, actually, I shouldn't say that because that makes it sound like it's all in my house. I have inventory of the trio in my house. I don't have an inventory of the rhodiola. But the rhodiola, again, coming from organic farms, it's mixed with a green tea extract so that it can deliver it into your body, into your system really well. And remember what it just said about green tea also helping with cortisol levels. So I'm just saying the blends are amazing. Okay, I'm moving on. So the rhodiola is already in the purple packet, and then you can add extra if you need to. The ashwagandha is another adaptogenic herb that is extremely beneficial for bringing down cortisol levels. I can't stress enough. If you know that you have high insulin, if you know that you have high cortisol, if you know that you have, things that you need to actually work on, give your body some time to turn things around. Give your body a chance. Go on a little bit of a journey, okay? And don't be hard on yourself in the process. If you're thinking you're a crazy lady because of your mood swings or because that you can't remember like where you put anything ever, you can't, like your memory is just really glitching out. I've had people start the purple packet and come back to me and say, I thought I had dementia. And I'm like, look at there. Nope. It was just hormones. It was just hormones and you felt crazy. And that's why we talk about all of the different pieces of hormone imbalance. Because if you can turn around your insulin resistance, your insulin, which is like why you're not losing weight, if you can bring down your insulin and your sugars, there are so many other things that can start to come into place. And you can do it with the trio. Those are the three supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. You can always reach out to me and just say, hey, I was on your live. You talked about this 3 supplement thing, this trio thing. Could you get me the 4-minute video? That's maybe my question for you. If I shared with you a 4-minute video that I did talking about the trio, would you watch it? Would you watch it? And if you would, just drop a heart on Facebook or TikTok. You have to go over to IG, and IG, you have to get into my inbox. Drop a heart in my inbox over on IG. And I'll give you the 4-minute video and you can look at it for yourself. That's the beginning of dealing with insulin resistance. And then I layer adaptogenic herbs to help with all of that mood stuff, with all of that anxiousness, because it's a, you know what, because I don't have proper terminology, right? So I'm just going to, how it feels inside of me. You know, like if you were to have an electric fence and it rained on an electric fence and it kind of zzz, zzz, like that, that's how you feel internally sometimes. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You feel like you're misfiring. Your hormones are misfiring. That's how it feels. And when your ovaries stop doing what your ovaries are supposed to be doing, your adrenals are your backup. So if you have adrenals that are just shot to holy heck, that's why you're having a hard time regulating that internal system that's it's fritzing. It's kind of fritzing out on you a little bit. That's why. So now you're going to go into this, you're going to jump into this journey that's kind of like more of a healing journey, where you're going to start to work on healing that inner system so that it can actually function properly, because it was the backup, but we shot the backup. The backup generator was like, completely unplugged. It wasn't ready. Those adrenals weren't ready to take on what the ovaries were going to eventually stop doing, just as a matter of course. Because like we're in our 40s, I'm in my 50s, I'm 59. But in my 40s, when I felt all of this kind of fritz out on me, that's what's happening. And if your adrenals are already shot because you have a high stress job, you're taking care of a dementia parent, maybe you've gone through a divorce, you've lost a job, you're up at night in the middle of the night, you can't sleep because of your finances and your bills. You know, that's another thing people could reach out to me about, because having an online business like I do, it doesn't require me to stand on my feet, and it doesn't require me to punch a clock and be concerned that I'm sharp enough to do it. Right? I can work at my own pace. But if you have all that stress because you have financial issues, all of these things that raise our cortisol, right? And our adrenals are not, they're not ready. They're like shut down, and they're not ready to help regulate cortisol, insulin, feel-good hormones, sex hormones. This is why your libido, your sleep, all of these things are off. So adrenal function, top of the ladder of things to take care of. Does that make sense? Please tell me if they came to my island. Maybe I can guide them. I'm a professional tourist guide. You're kidding. Maria, I will actually write down your name. You know what, Maria, maybe I'll have to message you. Maria Ruby. I'm going to write down your name. She lives in Greece, you guys. Because it's all about who you know, right? It's all about who you know. I'm going to reach out to you and just kind of see, because I could very much pass on your name to them. And I don't remember the dates that they're coming, but I think it's the end of August, beginning of September. Anyway, I think I might be missing stuff. So hold on. Guella 6, you have to get into my inbox to get the trio information. And if you're on IG, and it's just because your message will go away when the live is done. But if you're on IG, if everybody takes 5 minutes today, take enough time to jump over to my IG. You don't have to follow me. You don't even have to if you don't want to. It's just a point of connection. It's my first last name, Kirsten Liebelt. Over there, over at IG, there is a pink highlight bubble at the top of the page that talks about the trio. The 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. It's where I started over 10 years ago. Those are the testimonies. File through the testimonies. Get your hopes up. Get excited. Know that there are options, that there are no guarantees, there are no claims. I get it. But what about the people who are getting all the results? And these are all like mostly, I think, since January. Just check out the last reel that I posted last night on TikTok or IG. On Facebook. I don't think I put it on my personal Facebook page though. Because I put 3 testimonies in the comments or in the captions just of that one, and they're all from June. So that's how you can take 5 minutes for yourself, jump over there, look at the testimonies so that you can get your hopes up. And if you need to DM me there, DM me there. That's perfect. Okay. So thank you for putting Trio. I appreciate it. I just wish that it would stay. I don't know why they don't stay on the live on Instagram. TikTok, I understand, but Instagram, that doesn't make sense to me because the video gets posted to my wall. So why are the comments gone? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. That's a technology question. Nobody's going to be able to answer that for me. See you later, Maria. I'll reach out to you. So does anybody have any questions about what I just was talking about? If you need to have a cart that is just super quickly put together for you, you can let me know what you need in it. Okay. It could be the trio. You could ask for ashwagandha, rhodiola, omega-3, holy basil, vitamin C, probiotics. Okay. You could ask for just a combination of things. You could ask for a lot of different things, but those are specifically about cortisol. And then, yeah, when you comment to be after, I can never see your message either. I know it's just, it just is what it is. So if you need a customized cart, let me know. Reach out to me. My contact information is everywhere. If you just need to see the 4-minute video that I put together about the trio, just put a heart in the comments below on Facebook or jump over to IG get into my inbox and just drop me a heart and I'll give you that 4-minute video. Let's make things that are like simple, streamlined, and easy because again, if you're confused, you're not going to do anything. And then you know what? I had somebody reach out to me this morning and she's like, I'm trying to remember if it's been 6 months that she's been pondering doing something. You know, we get busy, we get distracted, we start to have doubt. We think maybe, like, she literally said to me, like, if I could pull it up on my thing, she literally said this to me to the best of my memory. Oh my gosh, this must be a sign that I was following up with her. This must be a sign. I was just talking to my husband 2 days ago. I'm having a memory right now. Just talking to my husband 2 days ago about me on social media. And how, I've been watching this information and whatever, and I've been thinking about basically pulling the trigger and doing something, but I just hadn't taken the time to reach out. So we do this all the time, you guys. You're not the only one. Me too. Why do you think it took me so long this is why it takes us so long to like go on a journey sometimes, because we stop ourselves. We allow negative thinking, stinking thinking to get in the way. We allow doubt to take over. We allow all of this stuff to happen. And there are pieces of it that are self-sabotage, where oftentimes, and maybe this sounds really like, psycho, whatever, but it's from our childhood, where somewhere in our life, we decided that we weren't worthy enough to actually invest in ourselves. We aren't worthy enough because of all the mistakes that we've made. We've never done it well in the past. So what makes you think you're going to do it now? And these are all the things that are in our brain. And so we have to, at some point, we have to say, we're going to stop and we're going to put on our own oxygen mask first. If everybody's so freaking frustrated that my moods are up and down, if everybody's so freaking frustrated that my weight is where it's at, if everybody's then fine, I'm going to do something about it for me, so that I can have a higher quality life and a higher experience of my days. and at some point you have to draw a line in the sand and you have to prioritize yourself. It's the way that it is. And that's what I did. And I basically, I didn't tell anybody what I was doing in my brain. I didn't tell anybody about the assessing that I was doing in my head. And I just made a decision one day that I wasn't going to let the food pushers be a part of my life anymore. That was a big one for me. And just because you take enjoyment in me eating has nothing to do with me. That has something to do with you. That was one of the lines in the sand that I drew for myself. Your opinion of what I eat or don't eat, or how much I eat or don't eat, or when I eat or don't eat has nothing to do with me. And you are noise in my ears. La, 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 la. I can't hear you. La, 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 la. And it's really hard to do, isn't it? It's hard to do. It's hard to prioritize ourselves, but we can do it. So if you need help with your cortisol, you need help with your insulin, you need help with a different journey. The July challenge starts on July 8th. July 8th. All orders that go through in June. I should have started with this. I hate that. All orders that are placed in June are going into a hat, and I'm doing a drawing, and I'm giving away trio sets. And the reason why I'm doing that is because June is the 1-year anniversary of the Facebook group. Maybe I did say that at the beginning. I don't remember. Nope, I said it in my stories. And so I want to celebrate because it's been such a good year. And every month we do a challenge at the beginning of the month. It's a 5-day challenge. I might have to do something completely different in August, FYI. I might have to do a workshop, just saying. But the idea is that at the beginning of the month, we can actually get everybody resourced and ready to go. Many people will purchase their trio ahead of the challenge. It's not required for sure, and the challenge is free. But it will help you. It'll help you with ingredient trade outs and pantry ideas, fridge ideas of my own kitchen, like targeted supplement, Q&A, help, a recipe, all that good stuff. Like you get equipped, and then you can have victory in the month that you're in. And then we'll go to the next month, and you can start to begin to like piece your months together, month after month after month, get to the end of the year and be in a completely different place, because somebody needs to walk a healing journey with you. Somebody needs to walk a mindset journey with you. And even though I didn't have that for myself, obviously I went through it for a reason. That's the way that I see that. I obviously did it for a reason so that I can turn around and teach what I did. So that's how I see it. So anyway, all right. I think that's it for today. I hope that helped you. And if it did, please make sure that you follow, and please make sure that you share with anybody that you think really needs the information. Okay. Don't keep goodness to yourself. If you know somebody that's really struggling, especially with their insulin, their sugars, their weight, let them know that there is hope to be had. And always find my contact information, whether it's my, where you can do this to me, you can message me through one of these devices, because that's out there, or whether you get into my inbox on a platform where I can send you something that's clickable other than TikTok. I can do that. I can help you. All right. So have a super blessed day. It's Friday. Go and enjoy your weekend. You are so welcome, Hannah. Enjoy your weekend and be super, super blessed. Okay, you guys? All right. Have a good day. See you later, TikTok. And Facebook. All right. Later, Gator. If you need something, put it in the comments below.